Did you know that if you're my size or maybe even bigger, that you might be shaving anywhere from 6.5 to 14 years off your lifespan? Talk about a scary statistic, right? But you know what? You don't have to be a statistic. There's good news. The carnivore diet just might be your saving grace, and it might help you get those years back and maybe even add a few more so you can spend more quality time with your loved ones, your friends, and your family. That's something I want for me, and I bet that's something you want for yourself. Let's have a conversation about that today and why the carnivore diet is so important. Let's go. Howdy, everyone. My name is Jason, if we've never, ever met before. And you know what? I'm just an average, everyday Joe, just like you. And you know what? Unfortunately, I put way too much weight on over the last 30 years. I've gotten too big for my britches. I put on an extra 150 pounds my body don't need, but I'm actively working to get those pounds off with the carnivore diet. And to date, in about 7 weeks, I've lost about 30 pounds, like just shy of 30 pounds in the last 7 weeks. And anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm actively working at getting my weight off just like you, right? I'm no different than you in that respect. The only way that I might be different than you is I have a different profession and I just happen to be a pastor, and I bring that up for good reason. Why did this whole video come about? Well, I'm going to be honest. I lost a member of my congregation yesterday. She went downhill very, very quickly. She was in her 80s. She lived a long, good life, just the most beautiful soul that you could ever meet. But she lost the battle to leukemia very, very rapidly. She passed away yesterday just before noon, and we started planning for her funeral today. Why do I bring that up? Well, actually, I'm in the middle of planning for a funeral. I've got her Bibles right here. I'm just taking a break from doing so because, well, to be honest, as I was leaving the funeral home today, and I was sitting around the table at the funeral home with her children and their spouses, and looking at them that they're all my age essentially, and then going back to my office and talking with one of our other employees at the church, and well, a couple of them actually who were there. We just started talking about her and how much we loved her and how beautiful of soul she was, and it just seemed like her passing just happened so rapidly. And we just all kind of thought, no, tomorrow is never guaranteed for any of us. Me, you, anybody, right? We don't know how many tomorrows we have left, but we certainly don't need to be taking some of those tomorrows away because we're living an unhealthy lifestyle. And I've been doing that. I want to show you some scary statistics right here. I want to show you my BMI. Here's a BMI chart that I found online, and I'll put a link to it down in the description below if you want to find it. I'm 6 foot tall, y'all, so I'm just going to go across horizontally right here. And currently I'm weighing at 313 pounds. That puts me somewhere right in here at around, 42.5% BMI. That puts me, y'all, in the danger zone, in the red zone. That's telling me I need to stop what I'm doing and reverse course. Well, I'm doing that with the carnivore diet. You can do that too. I want to be in the yellow zone and in the green zone. How about you? Tell me down below, where are you at in this chart? Let me know so we can help each other, stay each other accountable. Does that make sense? Anyway, I want to tell you another real world scenario of what really made me start to think about this. My wife had an aunt who passed away 4 years ago now, just a little over 4 years ago. She died in December 2020. Excuse me, right at the height of the COVID. COVID actually put her in the hospital. She didn't die of COVID. They got her cured of COVID, and then she died of pneumonia. But it had not been for COVID, she might have ended up in the hospital anyway. She was extremely morbidly obese, y'all. Very, very unhealthy. This here is from the Cleveland Clinic. That statistic that I quoted for you earlier, I'll put that down below too. That's from the Cleveland Clinic. But here's some of her symptoms that she had. She had breathing issues, I believe. She may have had heart disease. I don't know about that. She may have had kidney or liver disease. Certainly, I don't know. She was extremely unhealthy, like I said. I know that she had type 2 diabetes. Her siblings are all the same way. They're all unhealthy. She was considered class 3 obese, morbidly obese in the old terminology. The same as me. I look at pictures of her, and you know what? We're the same size. Other than saying that we were a different gender. She was female and I'm male. But we're both about the same size. And when I look at her, that means I got to be looking at me. If you're looking at me, maybe you need to look at you, right? Here's the thing. I don't know if you're a Christian. I don't know if you're a believer. I don't know if you have a faith system, whether you're Christian or maybe Muslim or Jewish or whatever have you. But I can tell you that if you worship somewhere Your pastor, your priest, your imam, your rabbi, none of them wants to preside over your funeral any earlier than they have to. It's depressing. It's saddening when we lose members of our congregation because we love on them. I loved on this member of my congregation. I loved her as I would my own mom. She was such a beautiful soul. And I'll probably shed a tear or two on Monday when I have to preside over her funeral. But I don't want my wife having to shed tears for me any earlier than she has to. I don't want my kids to have to shed tears for me any earlier than they have to. It was no fair when my aunt's wife passed away and her husband and her kids and her grandkids had to shed tears for her then and now because life took her well too early, in my humble opinion. Had she only been healthier, maybe she would have had a fighting chance. That's why I'm making this video, y'all. And that's why hopefully this video is a wake-up call for you. Don't let anyone have to preside over your funeral before it's too early. You know what I mean. In other words, don't dig your own grave before you have to. Take back your health now. Do it with a carnivore diet. Like I said, you might get those years back and maybe even add to it a few more. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know. And I'm certainly not the Lord. I'm not God. I don't know how many days you have numbered, but certainly give yourself a fighting chance. That's what I got today. Say if you found this video inspiring or helpful, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. YouTube would love it, and they'll pass it on to more people who will get to watch it. My friends, let me give you a blessing on the way out. I pray that God blesses you and keeps you and makes his face shine upon you. I pray that God is gracious to you, that he's given you peace in your heart. And I pray that God give you the strength and the wisdom and the encouragement to get healthy again. And they help you along in the journey so you can live more years for you, for him, and for those you love. Until I get to see you right here again at Holy Carnivore, be well. Check out a few of these videos, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.